Always awkward playing Ice Mines in these sorts of sets because you have so little time to adapt, right? This is the best of 3. We're tied 1-1. Winner moves on. Loser is done. You have to take what you saw on Ice Mines and apply it to Stone Keep, a completely different map. So we'll see what these players' thoughts are on it, because God knows they know better than me, but it's going to be tough. So right off the bat, the Ruckus ban from Unfair. I think that's a good target ban. I think it worked really well for them last game. I think it works even better on Stone Keep, and I think it's one of TimmyG's fan club, like their off-tank player Bond, it's one of his best picks. Same thing. We're getting an off-tank target ban. Leighton's great on the Ashe, and a DPS ban.
Yeah.
So these aren't even necessarily meta bans. These are just, I don't want your team to have these characters. And Unfair, speaking of characters that they seem to want, gets Bones on the Grover one more time.
Yeah, considering the way the map's played, Ruckus isn't technically a target ban as well. Like, it can be very annoying. Again, once you start to play the map where it's Keep versus the Church, Ruckus can easily just keep dropping off the high ground and going up to the stairs or going up to the mid. So it's very difficult, very annoying to play with, especially when you get an aggro DPS who can also follow up and do that. Makes it very difficult to play. But yeah, as we're seeing, we got the Grover first. Seems to be a very comfortable pick for Unfair. But it's followed up again by 2 big aggro tanks again by TimmyG. Going with the Rom and a Zan this time. No Yag.
No Yag. This is just game 1, though. Like, it's the Grover. You pick your 2 beefy, aggressive tanks. Like, are we going to see Drogue again? Probably not, because into the Andro, but... I mean, the Grok didn't work out so well either. I mean, maybe...
It's the thing about Andrew, yeah. He perfectly explains the whole air control thing. Even though Andrew is not as strong as he used to be, he's a pick that makes you want to stop picking certain other things. And it just makes your day a bit more difficult, because you know, like, it's just very easy to confirm a hit. So...
Right.
I think it'll be a bit better for TimmyG's fan club this time. Again, not going straight into the EV, I think will be much better for them. As much as she's a great pick here, it's also much better into the Vatu here. Vatu will struggle a bit with the duels. But as you see on the other side, they've got a Tyra now as well. Tyra mark is going to make it very difficult for Andrew to navigate the map. And they have gone for the Yag this time again, Unfair. Interesting.
I think it's really interesting that that's what they want, because, like, you lock Andrew and Octavia right off the bat there. And Unfair knows that you're picking a support next, and you can't necessarily, like, counterpick with supports. So it's really awkward that they put themselves into that spot, right? If they had their counterpick now, who knows what they would have taken, but they will be taking the Furia last, so a fairly aggressive comp. Potentially a lot of ults coming through with the Octavia and the Furia. But Unfair, it feels like they've got a lot of comfortable characters, a lot of things that sort of work well together. It's just, it feels off. Barrack is weird to me. Yag is weird to me. Merc Tyra is hard. Vatu's great, but, like, with Grover heals, it's difficult. TimmyG's fan club feels like they got everything that they wanted, and their comp feels a little bit more coherent, right? It's this super aggressive double off tank, the more standard back, like at the start of the tournament, we were seeing just like ooga booga 2 flanks, but now we've got a bit more of a back line with the Octavia and the Furia. I kind of like TimmyG's draft here.
Very interesting, I think. Again, I think it will be up to those tanks to not just overstay their welcome too much, because again, Tyra can get very annoying when it comes to that. Tyra again, who's gone Mark this time. I didn't make the mistake this time of saying it wasn't, it was Mark and not being grenades. But yeah, the Mark this time is definitely going to be very useful. They'll always know where Andrew is and Rom is at all times, and again, they got the options to burn them. Again, not too much damage outside of Tyra, quite interesting. They do have the Vatu, but Vatu's great for, again, being that vertical presence, which Azan and Rom don't really like. Again, they do have the Andrew and Furia, which is fine, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Vatu here going alone, looking like he wants to try and get a flank here on the back of them. Probably to go and get the Fury, I think. But yeah, doesn't even matter, because the picks have gone on the other side.
That was a stun. Not quite what you're looking for starting out the game from Leighton, but Unfair will have time to reset.
So he's got himself in a bad position there, yeah.
The reset will come in. I think as Yag does kind of try and roll around here.
Yeah.
Bones following up, and again, it's like this. It's sort of like these cutesy little rotations. Unfair's comp doesn't necessarily. They have the utilities. Bones is gonna pick off Neff right away support down for TimmyG, and 30% for Unfair means that if they win this fight, they're gonna be able to hard zone, but answered right back with 2. Bones Vines out. Is just trying to burn tanks, but you're a Grover, you're not doing that much. And Vocal, he's doing his best, man. He's squirming and he's worming, but it's a rom in your face. He does actually get there with the help of Pixel, but does go down first. Tyrell comes out. Unfair trying to win the fight after the fight. Which, I mean, to be fair, credit where credit is due. They win the fight after the fight. The issue is, it's done. You lost the mid.
Yeah, I think it was lost as soon as Pixel positioned himself right in that corner where he couldn't get out. I think that was a bit of a misplay. They certainly had the tools to be able to deal with it, but that's the thing with Tyra, right? She's not very mobile, so you want to position yourself 100% of the time, otherwise you get caught out like you did, and it's given the point the other way.
A bit too aggressive from the side of Unfair. We'll have to reset and get out. Fang Club walking up a bit here, holding this mid-fight area on defense is always a little awkward. KDL comes out, not gonna find too much. No, just kidding, it finds Pixel as he tries to get out. And Unfair, the stagger, just as their Grover and Vatu come back, 2 other members of their team go down. So we will be reaching this first choke with only the Octavia ult spent. TimmyG looking pretty good to set up for a conversion here.
They've got 4 ults online, they've got the Fury that can press any time. They should be able to just wipe here if they just don't die before they're able to press their buttons, I think. Vatu does go down here, so it looks like they'll probably press the buttons and go for it. Azana's gone for his ult there, Andrew's gone for his ult there. So it looks like they're going to get this choke very easy. Looking like it's going to be a very easy convert here. If not, they're going to get through this choke with a good amount of time left. They've got 50 seconds on the clock to get this in. Very interesting to see how Blues are going to defend from this.
They still have time, they have some options, but it's difficult. We'll have to see, like, at some point this Yag is going to have to make a play, because this Barrack is just going to get destroyed on the objective otherwise. He does roll in, the Vatu isn't there with them, the Vatu ult comes out, they're all so low. Leighton not able to get the kill, Neff living on 1 HP, both the Andro and the Furio on 1 HP. Traded 2 for 1, Barrack does have the Dome Shield, which he can use to try and stabilize now with the Rom off the field, not able to break it. And it does look like Unfair is stabilizing for just a little bit here. Andrew looking for some poke. Not much else going on. Leighton just controlling.
I'm liking the position of the Reds. Yeah, they're just not letting Barrack sit in a position where he doesn't want to use all his cooldowns. And Barrack's a guy who very much wants his cooldowns, but yeah, looks as if they're actually gonna make it. Tyra's gone down. Andrew's trying to survive here from the Grover Vine. It looks like they've got it.
He did manage to trade for the Furia, so
yep.
Not even trade actually. He did stay alive, so that basically kills the push where it is. Octavia's gonna live on 1 HP. Okay, so last mid fight, a bit cheesy, right? We started off with a few picks, bit sloppy. It's okay. We're filling out the map. We haven't seen Stone Keep in a while, right? It's kind of fallen off since the rework. But now Unfair, maybe to get a bit more of a handle on this like more utility-centric composition that they've seemed to draft. A lot more. I'm really surprised at how much of an impact Master Iron is having this series. So
of course, yeah, you're definitely gonna want it when you've got Yag and Rom in the field because they don't even have to buy it, and they've got 3 levels of Master Riding just in their base kit. So you're gonna have to buy it. It's the way it is.
Pretty good, but looking at basically the focal piece of this composition there, Vocal and Barrack is just going to be vibing on the objective as the rest of his team tries to survive around him. Leighton does roll it in. Furia's 1 HP. The Mark KD ult from the Furio, but it does work out for just a little bit, and Vocal capping all the while. I don't know if this is how Unfair wants to play these, as Vocal will pop the Dome to stall for just a little bit longer, will eventually get himself out. Andrew off the AoE. The shield from Invocal not enough. Wrecker's there. Does end up getting traded. Pixel wants to commit for this. Does walk forward. The Furia. This Furia is living on a nice edge, man. As the Rom does look forward, tries to farm some HP off the Rom. Maybe realizes that he's overextended. Leighton will trade his life for that. Bones is back. 3v3 on the objective, but Timmy have better respawns. More objective pressure for Unfair. Timmy hasn't really been able to get to point until now. Vocal getting bullied off. High. He's looking for a flank duel. Avalea does come out on top though.
Yeah, very interesting to see. I think you mentioned you weren't sure if Blue, that was how Blue wanted to play it. It did get them 50% at first. They just, again, they have to keep their mind switched on in order to get into positions, because they do have the slower comfort. They did, to a point and extent, do that. Barrack here just dancing, swinging his mouse all kinds of places, but it works. It gets him to survive. Yag jumps in, and yeah, Avaleo's cleaned up actually off the Yag. I thought Yag was the one doing it, but it seems that they worked very well together, and Avaleo gets a triple there, which gets them the 2-1.
I think in these messy fights where like your Yag and your bottom can collapse on backlines that are maybe poked out a little bit, I think these slower fights maybe more what Unfair are looking for here. They're gonna start to pick up on that because it's been a lot better since that first mid fight. TimmyG looking to reclaim some space earlier. Vatu misses. Yag will go down. So not too much of a chance here for Unfair. 1 HP on the Vatu. Will have a dash to get out. No, that's a Zon ult does come out actually. TimmyG may be looking for staggers here. Right clicks the roof. Unfair will reset.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here. I think red team definitely will want to try and engage very hard. They do have a stable backline damage in Octavia where they can just lock down angles. Again, on blue team, they do have Grover who's able to just poke them back out, and it'll be interesting to see. Red team not able to... No, in fact the other way around. Red team are able to just get something on it. There's been a trade though. Tyra's got the pick on his arm, and it looks to free up a bit of space. Avaleo on the Vatu here, just trying to do a bit of damage on Rom. Not letting them do anything, just stand there. Layton looks like he's going in to try and re-engage, get them a bit of space. Looks like Rom's the target right now, but Vatu does go down to Andro. Andro continues, goes on the barrack, but decides he doesn't want to keep going. Azan is here 2v1 though, it's very interesting to see. Andro reloads, doesn't know, okay. Yag's here, going in, yep.
And not much out of that push, to be fair. It's not really too many ults committed from them. You have the Andy ult spent from TimmyG, but I don't even know if this is something you want to spend from Unfair. Like, you can look for something maybe. You can throw one ult in there, but I mean, what are you really looking for at this point? More so just the dive, but it's hard to dive a backline and the spawn doors keep me behind them. Overall does get forced, trying to push down high ground. Tyra's still low. The Azan pushes in. This may be a bit greedy. He gets Vatu ulted, trades on the front line though. Layton buys some space, but Pixel also falls over as well. Andrew looking for the headshots on Ava. We'll find them. 10 seconds left in the round. Versal's around the corner. Doesn't have to quite have dashes. Bones and Ava are there. He's 1 HP. Gets the Fury Hill to save him. He does live. 3 seconds left. No respawns in time for Unfair. Andrew committed one more time. Layton is in the backline. He's only going to make so much space before he falls over, though. He's buying a lot of time. Avalea shows up. We got a fight on the left side. As Invocals again, one more time, just dancing his way around the objective. He's doing his damn best. Somebody has to touch from Unfair. They're in their spawn, but nobody's left on the objective. TimmyG fan club, they sort of fell over on the sides, but the objective pressure, man, there's too much there.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a lot of pressure from the 2 tanks they got in front. They're always just going to keep Unfair on the back foot, not allow them to just sit on the payload and get positions where they want, where they're just able to push the payload in. Again, they got Octavia in the back who was able to just really sit there. They got no one who can really just dive straight in on her and just stop the damage coming in, which is stopping them from pushing in. Interesting though. Going into this, we've got 2 ults on the side of Unfair. We have a Dome and we have the Eat. I forgot the name of the ult on Yag.
Devour? I don't.
Yes, Devour. That's it. That's it.
It's just a more dramatic way of saying Eat, to be honest.
Yes, it is. To be honest, you are correct.
I'm gonna start calling Yag.
Yeah.
So Layton's gonna go in, look for the Eat maybe. He's gonna roll in. Imperial, so TimmyG fan club trying to be a bit more aggressive first. The disengage from Layton, not fast enough from Bones. They will fall over. And, like, I'm just going to repeat myself. Guess who's camping again for Unfair? It's Invocal. He does die a bit sooner this time. And Ava and Layton maybe trying to get out. It's stalling a while, but more so just staggering himself than anything. And TimmyG fan club wins the fight and catches up on objective time. Totally dead even. But hold up, Ava's escaped. This little rat, he's got the Vatu ult still. Maybe look to fight the Andro. Coming back with 2 ults. He's gonna ult the wall, maybe. Does end up catching the Rom. Looking for the Andro now. Reversal goes up, but just timing your shots around that. Nullified will dash out. He does get some heals from his Rom. Ava does not give up though. He keeps going. He ends up getting that kill as well. And a retake from Unfair. Ava, the hero there, just opening up the opening up that fight, just an assassination of Furia.
That was an interesting engage on the Vatu there. It seemed like he seemed to have been dead. I knew from the point where he'd gone back and Andrew looked at him, just waiting for Andrew pushing him, but he got in, got his ult off. Still, they didn't kill him, and he managed to just clean up. Because that's the thing with Vatu. If you don't clean him up quick, he's going to have the cooldowns ready to just go again. And it didn't seem like they could deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, and despite, you know, ulting the wall, which, I mean, we all do at some point. That was just a nasty play. Actually solo carrying that. It's an awkward spot to fight in from TimmyG. Just worming his way around. Again, the centerpiece of this composition, not able to really help out with these fights on the side, but his 3 versus 1 on the ROM is going to work out. Now this mobility from the Yag, she's going to try and help her team at the top, doing her best, arrives a little late to the party, but is able to help regardless. Is Ava in trouble, actually. Never mind, Leighton arrived just in time.
But are you really in trouble if you have Vatu though, with a load of DR and dashes? Like it's very interesting. He's very deceiving. Once you're low, you think that you've got him, and just like that, bam, he dashes or gets healed. Very difficult champion to play against.
Especially Ava, man. Like I thought his team was. He's like, I'm accepting to kill your support.
Yep.
Come on, I feel like this would be good for my team. And there again, once again, comes in with the ult. Not really gonna find. He's gonna find 2. The reversal, Pixel gets him from behind. Does end up trading Tyrell on the right side. Leighton not able to get the ult off in the back line. Invocal just pushing the cart all the while though. Does try and get out. So we're gonna get yet another reset from Unfair. That was a good attempt. 3 different ults committed.
Invocal's doing really good here. He's doing exactly as I said. Not overstaying his welcome. He's just getting in,
he's living,
staying there for a while, and as soon as he gets low, like he goes all the way back. He doesn't go back 1 or 2 steps. He gets out the correct amount of steps a lot, so that he's not putting anyone else in danger trying to save him. But yeah, as he goes in here, Yag goes in to support him, trying to get the Yag out of there. Backs up right into the middle. Andrew goes up with your cursed arm, looking for Pixel, gets him. His Bones, who looks like he'll drop, but the Grover Vine Tech very strong, gets him out. Yag's gotta get out here, or he's gonna die. Looks like he does though. Gets back into his standing form so that he doesn't get dead by DR. Frag's gonna chase. No? Okay, we got Andrew getting on him. Andrew gets in. Tries to go in on the Yag there, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work out for him. There's people waiting for him there. He's got to dash out now. And yeah, Bones is gonna drop, but it doesn't matter. They're not able to actually push this.
Now these pushes are really tricky for Unfair, just because I mean their comp revolves around like having these big open spaces to be able to abuse, to surround. They don't have to worry about that no more. We're free. Loser of this mid fight is out of the tournament. Winner stays alive. So just a very important mid fight here. This is as close as this series can get. Master riding from both teams except on the characters who can't buy it.
Yep.
And
it's a very big one. Everybody wants to be involved in this section now. Yeah.
The thing that TimmyG did the last time though, the Fury ult and just go, that's not available. Like, do you think they'll do something different? Are they going to contest the barrack?
Looks like they might have to. Invocal looks very comfortable with fighting myself.
ROM ult.
He went straight for the ROM ult though. Wow.
Look at him. He's just fight. Like, they're gonna lose the fight. I guarantee it. Like, okay, Nullified is he's gonna. I just want to watch the Invocal cam. Let's watch this man on the objective. Like, okay, well he's getting contested now finally, but after 30%, what is he doing? What is he on my screen? I've never seen a barrack live that long, man. That is insane. Jeez. Leighton does roll in, looking to bully out this Azan a little bit. Walled off, taking a lot of damage. Might have to go for the ult. Does pop it. Just to stay alive, will pull her onto the objective. Doesn't quite get the ult off, but does result in a trade. His team is living. Just vibing on the objective now. Barrack once again set up on fuel efficiency 2. An underrated card. Needs some fuel efficiency out of TimmyG fan club though to get touched. I don't know if anyone's near. Nullified goes down. Unfair. Pulled that game out of nowhere.
Wow.
Those pushes, man, maybe not quite it, but
I want to say, yeah, that was great gameplay by Invocal there. He very much. Yeah. I've always had a pet peeve where I've said I'm not a great fan of Barrett because he's only very useful where he stands, right? And I'm a very much aggressive player. I want to go out there. I want to get there, and I don't want to worry about the objective until the only bit that matters, which is the last 1%. But Invocal there has very much showed you how to get the best out of Barrett.
He did a lot of damage, but like look at objective time. Like he had more objective time than the rest of the other team combined. Like That's actually insane that the tanks from Unfair did that much with those stat lines.
Yep.